Alright, hold up. Wait a minute. Gregory, I owe you a Gabby trivia. Good to see you back. I don't know what happened to this guy. He made this whole thing on my subreddit saying he was back, and then I didn't see him again until now. So, I hope he's still here. He just sent a message a minute ago. I hope he's still there. He better be. Or else I'm gonna be upset. Because I owed him. The last time he was on stream, I put he redeemed Gabby trivia and I didn't see it. And then, poof, I never saw him again. So if he's still here, yes, that's right. All right. Let me get her. I don't know if I have no idea if you even remember, but yeah, get your question ready. I don't even know if you've thought of one. I don't know if it's even if I'm the only one that remembers this, but I remember feeling really bad. So hold on, let me get her. All right, here's Gabby. Wait, can you guys see my? Okay, sweet, awesome. All right, you're up, Gregory. You can ask Gabby a question, and then we'll get into the work. So what's your question, Greg? Oh, hey Tim, good to see you, man. Hell yeah. This is like the first time I've had a mod in chat in quite some time. Okay, this will be a joke one. No, you don't get a joke one, you get one. Okay, you know what? I'll let you have a joke one. It's like months since I owed you this, so I'll let you have a joke one. Just this once. You can ask her a joke question and then a real one. But unless you're Gregory, you get one question. Oh, he's taking his time, boys. So while he comes up with a question, real quick, I'll just run down what we're gonna do. Today we're gonna do more animating. Well, on this stream, we're gonna be doing more animating for this guy. I did a few earlier today, and we're gonna do a bit more for the next couple hours. But Gregory has a question for Gabby. We'll get to that. All right, Gabby, you there? Okay. All right, so I don't know what that means. Gabby. So Gregory, his first question is, what is your, I don't know what that word is. Anchor dance. What is your anchor dance? Gabby, yeah, she doesn't know what that is. Oh, hold on. Sorry, there was an ad. How do I get... I apologize, I didn't hit snooze ads. Well, if I shouldn't search it up, don't ask me. Do you think Gabby needs this? I need to keep her innocent, okay? I almost feel like I need to search this up now, because I feel like I've just... Alright. You know what? Okay, moving on. What's your real question? I'm not gonna look that up. I feel like it's some Zoomer thing, probably. Some TikTok thing. But alright, ask away, but don't ask us anything ever again that we would regret searching. Alright, I've got ad snooze, by the way. I apologize for the ad break. I don't control when the ad breaks happen, but if you want no ads, you can become a sub instead and support the stream. Otherwise, I need to have ads on so that I make, like, money, because money is important. See, I feel embarrassed. I don't know what this is. I feel like I should know, but I almost feel like I don't want to know. No, I'm not gonna search it. I was tempted, but I don't know. I don't think I could do it. All right, come on, Greg. Real question. I'll give you a minute, and then I gotta get into animating. I've procrastinated enough today. My drone needs me. Let me think. Bro, you've had like 2 months. Okay, hold on. All right, Greg. I mean, no, not Greg. I'm not talking to Greg. I'm talking to Gabby. Gabby, you there? Okay, Greg has a question for you, Gabby. Real question. Do you have a full exosuit? Right, okay. Gabby says that she does not currently possess a full exosuit. However, I might own one. Gabby doesn't own it, but maybe I have one somewhere. But yeah, Gabby does not currently own one. All right. Thanks, Gregory, for participating. I apologize how late this was. It's like been months. I don't know, something crazy. But I got it. I'm a man of my word, okay? I remember these things. All right. Gabby's gonna go now. Everyone say bye, Gabby. Bye. So, today on this stream, or tonight, I don't know, whatever time it is where you are, gonna be animating the turret. We did rigging like last week or something like that. I can't remember exactly when. And I've done a few animations earlier today on stream, and we're going to be continuing. This is going to be part 2. So we've got a few... let's get the shading on. Real quick as well, you might notice that the visor is a different color now. The reason that is because I've decided I will be using materials to color the glowy parts of this character. So in engine, it will be glowing red, but I can also change it to a different color depending on the state of the enemy. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So I've wiped the texture on that area so that it just shows as white, so that in Unreal, I can hue shift it and it'll be the right color. So that's why the drone looks a little different. But apart from that, it's the same. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention earlier today is that I actually spent yesterday doing normals editing. So the drone's lighting will look slightly different, actually. So for those who don't know what normals are like... okay, I can probably demonstrate this, actually. I was doing this yesterday. I just need to turn off the solidify modifier. So... how do I click on this guy? There we go. Oh, wait. So this guy, the drone, when I hit edit mode, it looks really weird. But if I, let's go reset vectors. Oh, okay, that's done something weird. All right, but so this, you can see how it's like just looking at the materials of this thing, right? I don't know if there's like a shinier material I can use as an example here, but it's basically like well, here we go. This is kind of shiny, but you see how like the light acts on the what is it called? Like how it behaves. Oh yeah, here we go. This is a better example. So you can see how the light is sort of smooth on some parts, but hard on some parts. That's normals is responsible for that. So if we were to go to like these parts on the shoulders, for example, you can see that those are very shiny and smooth, and so is this part, even though if we open up the, if we turn on wireframe, we can see that it's not really smooth at all, really. Like, it's very blocky. Like, if you were to put this in real life, this would be blocky as hell. Like, look at this. This isn't like a perfect curve or anything. It's quite jaggy. But because of normals, we can make it look smooth. So you can see that the light smoothly goes on them. Whereas if we go to this part of the arm, for example, you can see it's very sharp. But yeah, some parts are really smooth. So if we were to actually open the normal editing, I do have normal editing on. You see these pink lines? I'll make those a bit bigger. There we go. These pink lines. So these indicate the way that light will bounce off each face. Now this is the default normals that I've got on at the moment, and I know it looks a bit weird, that's because I've got the armature on. If I take that off, it'll look like this. But you can see that on sharp edges, the normals split, so that's what creates that sharp edge. If I combine them together, if I select these and go, I don't know, like merge, you can see that it now becomes smooth. So if I turn off wireframe, that now becomes a smooth face, whereas the one on the other side is sharp. So that's if you have the normals going in one direction, but if you have them split, so if you have them split like that, it's sharp. So with normal editing, because with the anime shader I have, it does require that you do a bit of editing to these normals so that the two-tone shading acts smoothly. So I haven't done a perfect job, but I've tried. Let me just reload the save file and revert them to how I had them. And then we'll get into animating. But I'll show you how the normals look now that I've redone them. So you can see that, like if I duplicate this and go Control N, reset, you can see that it looks different. Like here's the, like on the, I'll put it on the right. So on the, well, is that, no, yeah, so on the left, sorry, this is the normal, like the regular normals, like how the normals are by default. But these are my normals. And you can see that it's like weird almost, like especially that body, it's really noticeable. You can see that the body looks pretty normal and smooth on this one, but on my custom normals one, the light acts very different. Like really different. Like it's like shadows are a lot sharper for some reason. And like, it's almost as if it's a cube, like the lighting thinks it's a cube, but it isn't. And same with the arms too. They look kind of like they've been flattened, even though the geometry is the exact same. So the reason I do all of that, like I'll show you how the normals look. And you can see that if I increase the size a bit, you can see that I've like customized these a bit so that the normals like on this face go straight across, but then the normals on the next face go straight down. Whereas the normals on this one are a lot more gradual. Like you can see that they're kind of more gradual, but on my one, they're very sharp, especially like on these poles. You can see that there's one, actually some of these are set wrong actually, I'll have to fix that. But you can see that, you know, that normal's like all of these three are facing one direction, whereas these ones are a bit different. I actually do need to fix that. Those should not be like that actually. But yeah, you know, it's a bit more funky. But what that does as a result, like, yeah, especially this wheel, like you can see on this wheel, it looks shiny and smooth and normal, but on this one, it looks kind of off, like it's almost like it's been flipped inside out or something, you know, like it feels weird. But it's all deliberately like that, so that, like, I don't know how that looks like with like a shiny, yeah, like with the shiny material on it, it looks very strange. Like this one looks normal, but this one looks very weird. It's like, what's going on there? But if I put on the actual cell shader on it, you can see that you can now see the difference. It'll act a bit different. So if I go and rotate the lighting, you can see that the light behaves differently on these two models. So that's one of the reasons I did that. Like especially here, like one thing I didn't want happening is this, where the light would go halfway up this side and then stop. So I now have the normals so that it's always in shadow if light hits at it at a certain angle. And I just thought it looked kind of better, like it looked less computer generated. You can see that the helmet, the head, sorry, is a little different as well. You can see it sort of acts a bit different. But yeah, that's basically what normal editing does. It just kind of makes the light behave a little differently around the object. But you can see, especially in this middle part too, you can see how the shadows behave here versus here. They're a little different. But you can start to see that you see that wonky shadow there. Those are those stray normals I just noticed that I'll need to fix. So if I was to like take these, for example, and like if I copied that vector, and then paste it on these two, you can see that now the shadow is straight. So there we go. I'm gonna revert my save though, because I feel like I've messed up something, and I'll do that again real quick. But then, yeah, then we'll continue animating. I didn't notice that I'd forgotten these ones. So I'll copy vector. That's basically how I've just been doing it. I've just been copying and pasting the normals from different verts. That's better. There we go. Now we have the rig, so I'll give that a save. And we shall continue. But anyway, so there's just a bit of stuff about normal editing that maybe you'd find interesting. I did try to do it on Gabby's model too, but I've had a bit more practice since then. So yeah, it's not, I think this actually, character-wise, might be my most polished character, which is funny to think about because it's simple. It's nowhere near as complicated as Gabby, but I feel like I've been a lot more certain through this one. Oh, thanks, Ryuzi. Well, yeah, that's the thing is that when I look at it, it's like, wow, this like makes no sense, but it is kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's I don't know, normals, man. It's pretty crazy. I actually, real quick, I'll show you how because those will carry across to Unreal as well. And I've imported the new version there. So we'll have a quick look and I'll show you the material on the visor and then we'll go to animating. Because yeah, I know some of you weren't here for the earlier stream, so I'll show you. And yeah, actually there's a lot I have to show, actually. I'll do a very quick recap and then we'll get into animating. Because I know some of you weren't here earlier. Earlier today I did a whole, I think for like 30 minutes, I was going through some level stuff that my designer had been doing. and some of the other character stuff I've been doing. So I'll do a really quick recap because there's been lots going on. Cube project. I think I did look into that, but because there is there was a modifier in Blender, well, there is a modifier in Blender that you can like tell it what object to do, and I tried doing that for Gabby's one, but I found it a lot easier just to manually move each one. Like, I don't know what it was, but trying to use the modifier was just not very intuitive. Like, I didn't really get how it worked. And yeah, like Gabby's like normals, you can kind of see there's a bit of like, you know, it's a bit, I mean, this was my first attempt. I've tried to make the face very smooth, but you can tell that there's like, there's something not quite right with, like, especially like the arms. I think it could use, like, there's a bit of jaggies on the shoulder, so it's like not perfect. But I mean, yeah, this was 2 years ago, and this is like my first attempt, so I'd say it's not bad. But I think I'm definitely more I'm like more experienced now during doing the enemy characters. Yeah, so yeah, see the material? There's the material in there now. And you can see that the normals have actually carried across too. So if I try and rotate this drone guy, like watch, I want you to watch his wheel. And yeah, you can see how like on one side, it's like it's shaded on one side, and on the other side it's not. And then I think if I pop, yeah, you can see how the whole shadow just pops in there. So if I didn't edit the normals, it would like weirdly try and fade itself in, and it would look really jaggy. Like it would, like you would see a lot of, I think you could probably see it on Gabby's model. Like you can see a lot of like these very rough lines. Like especially, yeah, like around her neck and her shoulder. It's like very, you know, like it's you can tell a computer's done it, you know what I mean? Like especially on the hair, it's very, like it's not smooth. Whereas with the, I mean, I know it's a little different because it's a robot. It's like hard surface modeling. So it is a little different, but I think generally the shadows are a lot cleaner on the robot. So you can even see on the wheel, actually. You can see, like watch the bottom of the wheel as he rotates. Actually, you know what? I might just drag the model in. It might be easier to see that way. Let me get him. Where have I put him? Oh, there he is. So let's drag him in. Oh, actually, this is the old one. So you can actually see the difference. This is the new one. So you see that you can already see they're in like the same position, and the one on the right has the not edited normals, and you can see it's just like, you know, like I know it's hard surface, but yeah, like there, like you see that? What's the stray bit of light doing? What's going on? It doesn't make any sense, you know. It looks weird, like an artifact. But this one, the new one, look at that. That you don't see any artifacting on it. And granted, yeah, the shadows do pop in. And it might look a bit weird, but I think that's how it should look. Like, if I had to draw this by hand, I'd probably do the same thing. Like, that's probably what real animators do for these hand-drawn stuff, right? So I feel like yes, it's like, you know, technically it pops in more. Like, yeah, you see on this side, like the side of that wheel, it's like it's popping in with the shadow, so it's not gradual, but I feel like that's how it should be. Because on this one, if it tries to be gradual, it just looks kind of, I mean, even there, there's got some, it just kind of pops in. But you can see like the top, like part, like that rim there, it just, I don't know, it looks not intentional, like it looks glitchy. So, you know, so there's that. I don't know if it's really noticeable anywhere else, but yeah, even like the body as well, I've tried to, can I maximize this? There we go. Like you can even see on the body that the shadow, like you see on the back when I rotate it, like the shadow it just jumps to where it needs to be to make it look the best at every angle. Whereas this one, it's like not as, you know, it's not as refined. But yeah, so there's that's how it looks in the actual editor, and I think it looks pretty good. But you can see even on like the helmet, you see how it like covers the whole face like almost instantly? Because, you know, some angles it just won't look good. Whereas with this one, it's like, I don't know, it's a bit more, you know, at least because it's all about the intentionality. That's what it's all about with this kind of style. It might not be mathematically accurate or perfect, but that's the point. You just gotta look like a person drew it. So anyway, there's some cool, actually you can actually see my mistake here because I just edited, I'm gonna have to re-import this, but you can see that the normal I set here is wrong because that shadow is slightly out of place there. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, and actually with these cubes, the normals on these are really funky because I actually did like a sphere project on these cubes, which is why it looks like the shadow curves. So the shadows on these, yeah, you can see that it's like, it doesn't like hard, like, you know, it's not like hard flat shading on each side. It's got like that curve to it. And I don't know if that wasn't, I think it was intentional. I just thought it was cool. But if you were to look at the actual 3D model for it, wherever it is, I think I can dig it up. Feline art, industrial. Oh, hey. Sorry, I just saw a bunch of animated emojis. You're an indie game dev? Yes, that is correct. I believe that would be the appropriate term. But yeah, if we took this material off, for example, and look at the normals, you can see how it looks really smooth. Like this cube is like almost like it's shaded like it's a circle, but it isn't. And that's, yeah. But if we go to the static mesh version and take the material off, you can see it's very, very hard shading. So anyway, I just thought I'd geek out about that real quick. But let me switch branches. I have a bit more to show you guys about the actual game, and then we'll finish animating. Well, we're not going to do all of them today, but we'll make some progress. But let me switch branches to the level branch. Switch workspace to this change set. So give that a minute. I'll just read your messages real quick. The Weeboo looks amazing. Thank you. Could you find a way of lerping the shadow? I mean, that's kind of what normal editing does, in a way. It probably doesn't look like that's what it does, but I think that's what it does. Oh, sorry, I missed a hydrate. Oh, Rayozi, I see you're a first-time chatter. That's why you were so surprised that I was an indie dev. This guy hasn't chatted before. We got a new guy. You know what to do, boys. No, I'm kidding. You're good. No, you don't. You wouldn't fade the shadow. That would violate the principles of two-tone shading, because the whole appeal of the anime shading is that it's only ever in like 2 or 3 tones. So for example, I'll bring up one of my drawings, actually. We look at an anime drawing, like Gabby here. This is 3-tone shading, and the 3 tones are mid-tone, shadows, and highlights. But you can't have them like half in and half not. Like it just does, that's not really how that works. Like it's either in shadow, or it's like rim light, or it's neither. Like it's absolutely one of those 3. If you started doing gradients, then you'd basically have like soft shading, which isn't really, that's like not really, it like deviates from that look entirely. Like you'd have semitones, which isn't really like that's not really the style. So I'll get a drawing with more shadow in it. Is there a drawing with more shadow in it? I don't know. Yeah, like hold on, like this frame, for example. Like we took this. They do a bit more like fancy effects on this film. Like they have the lens flare glow and stuff, but the characters themselves, like there is never a part that's kind of in shadow. It's either in shadow or it's not in shadow. The reason they do that, of course, is because it's cheaper. Like that's kind of where the whole style came from, is that it was like way too much work to do like full on, you know, paint shading on everything. So they that's what cell shading is all about, because it's named cell shading because you animate on a cell and you shade it in a certain way on a cell because it's quicker. So that's kind of the same look I'm doing, but in 3D. But you can see that it's like all the shadows are like hard shadows. Like there's no half faded in shadows or anything. The thing is that in anime, to my knowledge, I haven't watched a lot of like robots, but I'd imagine like when I turn the character around like that, that's not how you wouldn't see that in an anime because it's not made out of a 3D object. So I don't think it'd be common that you would see a character on a turntable like rotating perfectly. So you know, like again, that's how it looks without any animations on it. When you do put animations on it, I don't think you'll even notice that pop-in, to be honest. Like, it'll just look like part of the style. I think the only reason people notice it is because I pointed it out just now. But yeah. So anyway, did that branch switch? I think it did. All right, I think I can show you a bit more in the editor, and then we'll continue. Oh hell yeah! Can we get some tendies in chat? Awesome. I do need a tendies emote. I don't have one. You have to be up at 6 tomorrow? Oh boy. No, I do not envy you. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, Greg. That's not cell shading, what you're describing. So here's something that I've noticed that kind of annoys me about, because I think anime games, I've noticed that since I started doing Project Feline, anime 3D games have suddenly become more popular. So that's interesting. But if we were to look at, what's an anime game? Like, I'm trying to think of one that has the look I'm going for. I don't know about Genshin Impact. Whatever it is. I think it actually, yeah, that actually might be the one actually. But you'll notice that on the illustrations, actually this is it's like slightly different. They do adhere pretty closely. But like some of these pictures, for example, like this one, you'll notice that they've embellished the shading a lot more. Like on the hair and on the, like, this is more than 3 tones. Like, this is different shading. I mean, I know it's anime, but it's like, you'll notice that actual shows don't look like this. Like that frame I just showed you from, well, yeah, like let's go like Spirited Away, for example. That's a classic. If we open like Spirited Away, because I think this has like the most, like, yeah, if we look at the characters in this frame, you'll notice that they have none of that gloss, like none of that garbage going on here. Like this all has this all fancy airbrushed everything, and this is very common for like marketing material and illustration, but for animation, you don't need more than like, well, not only do you not need more than 2 or 3 tones, but it's just not feasible to do more because it's just going to be too expensive. Because these aren't animated, these are, and you can see a difference. So in the West, you'll notice a big difference with like, you know, Disney movies, like classic Disney movies, has the exact same thing actually. Like, if we look at a promotional image of The Lion King versus an actual frame of The Lion King, actually, I'll pick another. This one is like still quite on the bottom. We'll pick like Emperor's New Groove instead. That's a better example. Like, okay, let's take Emperor's New Groove. So here's a frame from the film. This is actually a really good example. And then here's a frame from the promotional material, like the DVD cover. So you can see in the actual movie that the characters don't have shadows at all. I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but the characters don't have shadows in Emperor's New Groove. But on the DVD box, look at Kronk. Look at those like airbrushed highlights. But look at him in the movie. He doesn't look anything like that. So that's a very common thing that I think people get mixed up, I think, because a lot of people I see who do 3D anime are doing like this airbrushed kind of anime, like, you know, like this. But if you're doing like animated, like, because this is like manga, really. If you're doing like anime, which is like animation, you don't do all this all of this fancy embellishments. You don't, like, you wouldn't have the budget to do that. So you do like, or you do what Disney does, you just have no shadows. But you know, it's 2 tones or 3 tones, no more, probably. So that's just something I thought I'd mention. Because I think a lot of people, I have been asked before, like, why don't you add more like tones to Gabby's hair? Or why don't you use like Vroid Studio or something? But it all has that gloss fan art anime look, which isn't what I'm doing. I'm going for like, if I actually had to draw this on a cell, like if this was an anime studio and I had to draw this, like hundreds of these frames, how would it look? And that's the look I'm doing. So that's why I'm explicitly limiting it to 3 tones. and I'm not doing this like whole, you know, like the airbrush sort of stuff. Because I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, it's not what I want to do. So I thought I'd just mention that. But yeah, I'm sure now that I've gone through this, you'll probably start noticing it everywhere. So there you go. But yeah, actually Kronk looks really different in these. I kind of get a bit, I don't know, I don't like these box covers now. It's uncanny. Like, look at Cusco's neck. Look at it. It looks like, it looks like, you know how like amateur artists will never do enough shadow? Like they always have like that soft airbrush look like DeviantArt. I'm getting that vibe from Cusco's neck right now, if you know what I mean. But anyway, real quick, I'm going to show you one more thing with the environments. We've done a bit more progress on the environments, and I want to show you this new section just to get your impression. You were 10 years old when you found that out. Yep. Well, hey, now we all know. Welcome to another anime lecture, which is ironic because earlier today we were talking about you guys were all teasing me about the amount of anime I hadn't watched. So that's the weird duality. I know a lot about this style, but I haven't watched hardly anything. And I think I was going off on a tangent earlier today about how I didn't like anime. So that's, you know, the duality of man. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm real quick. I've shown you guys this section before. I'm going to skip through this part because there's a new section I want to show you in this map. This little section this was for the Screen Australia build. We have updated it a little. My designer, Matt, has gone through to update the lighting a bit to look a bit more clear. And we've been using volumetric fog now instead of the normal fog, which I think helps the colors dissipate much better. But there's a new section I want to get your impressions on. I asked the previous group today. I don't know if there's anyone here from earlier, but you'll know what I'm going to show. For those who weren't here, though, I want to just get an opinion on just how it plays. I understand. Oh, wait, this is the wrong branch. Uh-oh. Sorry, this isn't supposed to be a white void. I don't think I switched branches. There's supposed to be a whole other part there. I didn't switch. Okay, hold on. I have to close the editor. Switch branch to this change set. Switch. Oh, cannot perform switch. Hold on. Pending changes. I didn't change anything. Oh, hold on. Let me undo that. I'm using a new source control program, so I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, my artist has one branch and I have one branch, and we've been working on like separately to, he's got the environment on one branch and I have the characters and hero assets on another branch that I've been doing. And then we're going to merge them all when the sprint ends, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, it turns out it didn't switch, so give that a moment. It'll take like a few minutes. While that goes, I'm going to start animating though, because we do need to get some headway. Spider-Verse? No, not quite. That's not quite what I'm after. Yeah, like, I haven't watched Arcane. I think I've watched Spider-Verse once, but even those are a little too, like, it's a bit too polished, if you know what I mean. Like, Spider-Verse animation style, kind of. But I think I did see a picture of Arcane, and that looks a bit too, no, it's not really what I'm after. It's too detailed. Did I see the new Sonic gameplay? I did. I knew you guys would probably ask about it, so I watched it. I mean, here's the thing. I am not Sega. I have not accomplished anything close to what Sega have in the last 30 years. So I feel like kind of out of place giving any comment on it because I can't do better. So I feel like I should just shut up, you know? Like, there were things I didn't like, but at the end of the day, I can't do better. So I'm in no position to judge. But I will say that, I don't know. I'll have to watch it again, I think. But I just remember, I think I'm kind of done. Like, I'm done with Sonic, I think. So I'm not really that interested. I was a fan back in the dark ages, which actually don't seem that dark to me now. I think I would call it the Renaissance personally. That's when I cared about it. But after like Generations, I kind of stopped caring. Well, no, hold on. Let's be fair. I did not make a trailer. I just want to get that out of the way. That video I uploaded is not a trailer. It's just a video. I haven't put trailer in the title. It's not representative of what I'd like to show, but I needed to make a video for Screen Australia in hopes that they'd see it. So that's why I uploaded that publicly, because for that grant that we submitted, I think we'll hear back in later this month, but I made a big point to talk about you guys and the community, because I think that's going to play a role in the outcome. So I uploaded that video so that if they went looking, they'd find it and they'd see the gameplay and they see you guys there too. And I think that's kind of like, that's the purpose of that. It wasn't to be a trailer. It was just to help with the application. It's way too early to make a trailer for a proper trailer for Project Feline, but I have made a few of those kinds of videos in the past. And for me, it's not really about trying to sell the game. It's more about just looking at, oh, this is what the game looked like then, and this is it now. And then, you know, it's like a short little update, I guess. Because I uploaded one like 2 years ago and the year before that, and I'd love for people to just go and watch them and just see, like, if they don't want to watch all the technical devlog stuff, they can just watch the gameplay preview and see it in 2018 and 2019 and this year and go, whoa, that's come a while, and that's what a lot of people were saying. So that's the point of those videos. It's not necessarily to be a trailer and to sell it, because I don't have a wish list page. I don't have anything. Like, and if I did an actual trailer, I would have put in a lot more effort. So I just want to don't compare my video to Frontiers, because it's not I don't think it's fair to do that. But yeah. So hold on, let me check that branch. Okay, I can show you guys the branch. Oh, why is it opening Edge? I don't want Edge. I'll show you real quick and then we'll get into it. Oh, hey Commander, good to see you again, man. Well, I think Commander, maybe you've seen this already when I'm about to show. I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't actually, because you arrived a bit, you came in a bit later on earlier. But I'll show you, I want to show you this little area, because, okay, this actually might be a good, this actually might be helpful, because I need your help for a bit, just to look at this. Because on the topic of the Sonic trailer, my personal thoughts, not that it matters, but my personal thoughts were that I was a little worried about the lack of content, and it just didn't, I don't know, to me it didn't look like I'd have fun with it. But again, I'm not Sega. I probably couldn't do better than them, so I'm not gonna say that you should agree with me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I've been working, me and my designer have been working more on this level, and I want to show you guys a bit of it, and I want to see if, because I don't know, I want to kind of get an impression, and I want to see if it's because the thing I was worried about with my own gameplay is probably the same thing that I'm seeing with the new Sonic trailer right now, is that a lot of people say it looks boring. So I want to put my thing to the test and see what you guys think. So be as objective as you can, but also I want to preface, again, this is that first, you can actually see here, this is the new lighting now with the volumetric fog and the overhead light. So it looks slightly different to what I showed you 10 minutes ago. But this is the old section. I want to show you the new section up ahead. So I'm just going to quickly speed run through this, and then we'll play through the next bit. But a few things to keep in mind that I'm looking for. The graphics and look are still not finished. We're still working on that, and we need to do another polish pass over it. And we are also, graphically, it's not going to look 100%, so just keep that in mind. I'm not really looking for that kind of stuff. I'm mainly looking for, does this segment look exciting? That's what I'm thinking. Does it look oh, that looks so fun? That's what I want to know, and I want you to be honest. So here's the new section. So you can see it's not a white void anymore. We got a new section. And I know it's hard, because I'm going to be playing through it. I can't release this at the moment. But I'm going to play through it, and I just want you to imagine that you're playing it, and I want you to just, yeah. So I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to play, and this is the section. I may die a few times, though, because I actually do have a bit of trouble getting through this section. But yeah, like that cog, I know I have to make the collision better, but just ignore that. Yeah. I just want to know if it looks fun. So here's another little platforming bit. And here's another section. Oh, I missed the rail. My bad. See, I feel like I need to start speedrunning this game now, because you guys are way better than me at playing this. So we have another section up here. And then this is a bit more of an open area. We're going to navigate it. And here's the turret. I haven't merged the animation branch yet, so the turrets are still not animated on this version, but on my branch they are animated. Excuse me. Ugh. But on this section, I can run through it really quick if I want, but there's also a lot of like exploration to do. So for example, we have these little pockets with cogs that you can collect. So I'm not sure exactly, like, I guess it'll be really up to you whether you like that kind of thing or not. I'm just going to show you guys a bit of it, just so you can get a sense of what's here. I understand that some people just want to, like, you know, dive right through it and speed and blast through it in like 2 seconds. Some people might want to take their time with it, but you have the choice in some of these areas. It's not like Skyport where it's just like a straight A to B sort of thing. It's got a bit more pockets in it for exploring. So for example, I'm going to try and collect all the cogs in this little area. And I just want you, I don't know, I just want to see what you guys think of the game, of me doing through this. So I think there's only a few more left, I think. Oh yeah, there's one. Oh yeah, actually as well, you can kick the physics cubes and a coin will come, well, not a coin, a cog will come out of it. So I'm gonna polish this up a bit later so that it has physics on it and that it bounces. But for the moment, that's what we have. I think that's all the cogs in this part, so I'm gonna progress to the next area. Oh yeah, there's more of these cubes. Hey-ya! And then I think on top of this building, there, I know it's not telegraphed clearly, but we'll put this in a different spot later. It's not very obvious, but that's where the switch is to open that door over there to the next part. And then we can grind up here. And that is the end of the level. So what I'm gonna do, because this is for the V-Slice demo, and that's kind of, this is the content we have planned for it. And playing through it through the first time, I've noticed takes people usually about 10 minutes or so. And it'll end here. We'll have like a title screen, and that'll be kind of the end of that demo. But that's how it's looking. Just, yeah, what do you guys think? Greg says it feels very open. Oh, hey Spyro, good to see you. Greg wants to give a very comprehensive, detailed review. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. Still as good as I saw last time. Great. MX Cross says if you look at more classic platformers and such, they tend to build upon each hazard a bit more in each level, and only have a few different ones per level rather than throwing all of them at the player. Yes, I understand that. However, I think with this level, because it's like a V-slice, and for those who don't know what V-slice is, it's a vertical. It stands for vertical slice, and the point of a V-slice is to give players like or mainly the press and internal testers, more or less. But it's like, well, not even the press. I don't think you'd even show the press of V-slice. It's mainly for like funding, like for funding and VCs and stuff. That's usually what you'd use a V-slice for, which is what we're doing. But yeah, the point is to kind of give like a demonstration of as much as you can, but only a slice, because it's really expensive to do the full cake. But if you get one slice of it that shows just about everything, but in a contained little bit, then like that's what a good V-slice should do. So I think, yeah, it'll be difficult to get like a traditional level made under that context, because we don't have a full game to build upon each mechanic. We only have this one little demonstration, so we've tried to fit in all we can. But yeah, I acknowledge that in the final game that might be difficult. Will there be visual cues for the switches? Or where to find them? Perhaps, we'll see. I think what I'd like to do is put them in a better spot in the first place, and then see if we need cues. But if it is that hard, then maybe we'll put cues in. But I'd like for them to be easy to find so that you wouldn't need one, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we didn't have a lot of time. We've just like whipped this together. So yeah. But generally, like, playing through that, I know you guys can't play through it yourselves, so it's a bit hard. I know it's a tough question, but does it look boring? That's what I want to know. Does it look bad? Be honest. If it looks bad and it's like, oh, Ray, I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks, yeah. Like if you get that energy, I want to hear it so that I can do something before I invest more. But if it looks fine, then that's great. I'll keep going with it. Feels like there's not a huge amount of interplay between the different hazards. That's curious. Could you elaborate more? I'd be interested to hear. Watching it looks good. Thanks, Spire. I'm just curious about that comment from MX. Oh, was it MX? Actually, let me check who that was. Interplay with the different hazards. I want to know more about what you mean. I'm just reading a few messages here about the Sonic thing. Look, like, Polar Plant says you don't have to be a chef to know the food is horrible. But the thing is that games are a lot more complicated than food, I think. And I don't think me saying what I think is going to help Sega at all. Like, I just don't think it's productive to tell them what I think, because I don't think, like, it's not going to help. But I understand now that I've done a bit of production myself. Like, my god, it's kind of a miracle that they can make a Sonic game at all. Really, like it's not easy. Like I'm just me. Like even in my little team, it's not easy, man. It's hard. I don't know how they pull it off. So I have a bit more respect for game like AAAs even. I know that they have way more resources and time and people, but still, like knowing what choices to make, even like regardless of the production stuff, like the technical things, but just knowing the right calls is super difficult. So I have a lot of respect that they made enough choices to get even something together. Like it's incredibly difficult to do that. So anyway, though, enough about Sonic. This is about my game. Feels a bit empty. Okay, are we talking about Feline again, or is this about the Sonic Frontiers? Gregory says, open free, a little confusing as to where you're going. Interesting. Doesn't look boring, but it doesn't feel full either. Yeah, please elaborate. I want specifics. But while you guys do that, I do have to get to animating. So we'll start. I did have another animation I wanted to do, but yeah, just from that little slice, I'm just curious what the first impressions are, because I want to go through it again with them and do a bit of final touching up to it, and then that's going to be what we use for like a baseline of this is what we want to try and do. But yeah, well, at least that's what we want it to be. We don't know what will happen in another year from now. Game could change radically, but doing the best we can. So I needed, there was another animation I needed to start working on, and that was the alerted animation. So I'll do that. So we'll call this alerted. And then I'm going to copy the idle pose keyframes. Why is that not letting me copy those? Also, yeah, there's a lot of stray keys I've noticed. Idle. Yeah, there we go. Can I copy? There we go. And then alerted, we will paste. Oh, wait, paste. Oh my goodness. Oh, because I don't have keying on. Sorry, my bad. Paste. Oh, come on. Hold on. Copy. Paste. Oh no, I needed to do that. There we go. Okay, now we have the pose. So, real quick, because I know you guys are gonna tell me about the level demo, but I do have animation work to do, so we're gonna keep doing that, and I'll quickly go through what I'm doing with the turret, because this is the main subject of the stream. I just thought I'd show you guys some of the other stuff, but on the main subject of the stream, we have the turret. I'll quickly go through each animation I did earlier today. So I've got a walk animation, which again, none of these are final. Like these are all just first drafts, so they don't look spectacular yet. But it's got like a walking animation. We've got an idle animation. And then we have a attack animation. And then I'm making two more. I need to make an animation for when the enemy sees the player. And when they do that, they're gonna like jump, but like in a way that looks threatening, you know what I mean? Like a hello there sort of animation. That's kind of what I'm about to do next. And then we need like a chase animation, because we have that walk animation, but it doesn't look particularly threatening. So this is gonna be like the patrol animation for when it's just running around. But then when it starts chasing you, it needs a different one. So we're gonna do that as well on the stream. But these are not going to be like the final ones yet. I'm just doing like a first draft of each one, and then I'm just going to iteratively work on those over the next couple days or so. With how short the demo is, I'm concerned that if the player is somewhat good with the movement mechanics, the level might not be long enough. Well, yes, that is probably the single toughest problem for the entire game. I've attempted to address it a lot of ways in my other level demos, but I'm not sure if it's something that you can fix. Like, I haven't seen a game fix that problem, ever. Like, at least not in a way that people liked. For example, to go back to the Sonic analogy, since people brought up Sonic, but Sonic Unleashed, I thought, was the last Sonic game I enjoyed, I think. The thing about Sonic Unleashed is that was when they introduced that boost formula gameplay. Now again, it's apples and oranges a bit, but I think Sonic and my game do have something in common in terms of the fact that you're on the move. And that's a difficult thing to manage in a game, because especially for Sonic, they made him really fast in that game, and it meant that they had to kind of compensate. They had to make a lot of compromises to get the game up to like feature length. So that's where the Werehog came from. Now, technically, that solved the problem of making the game longer, because the Werehog stages were paced very differently and the focus was on combat. But it was very divisive. Some people really hated it. Some people really liked it. So, like, each Sonic game, though, will have something like that normally. Like, Generations had Classic Sonic to fill in the rest of that game time. 06 had, like, multiple campaigns and heroes as well. I think the Adventure 2, Adventure 1, 2, and 06 all use the same technique, I think, to lengthen the game time. And that was, like, playing through the same level again, but with a different character. But they ultimately didn't solve the problem of Sonic playtime, because I think what people want for those games, at least, is being able to play Sonic the whole time. But you can't, because if you did, the game would be an hour. Like, I don't think people realize how impossible it is. But I mean, to give Sega's credit, they've done, I think, a good job of making attempts to make feature-length games with a character that's based on speed, which is really hard. But that's their game. I have my own thing. But also, I've encountered similar problems. It's a bit easier with Gabby, because she's nowhere near as fast as Sonic, so that immediately makes things a little easier. But also, I don't have the resources they do, so I can't make levels as big as, like, Unleashed's, for example, which actually, for Sonic Team, like, they had a tough time with those levels. These are like, industry professionals that had worked on Sonic for years, struggled with the level design for the daytime stages in that game. And I know that I can't, if they can't do it, if they have trouble doing that, then I'm certainly going to have lots of trouble if I try and do it myself. So it is a tough challenge, I will give you that. And I've tried a lot of ways to work around it, like making explorable areas, like taking the focus off just going all the time. But I don't know, it's definitely difficult because it's hard to really know, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a tough challenge. It's not like, you know, a combat game where you can just keep the player in one room for like half an hour, you know what I mean? So but there's also that too. There's another thing, because I blasted through that pretty quick. And yeah, most people playing it the first time that's gonna be the longest playthrough, is their first one. And I think most people will play it once, probably. Most people probably won't even finish it, just statistically speaking. But for the people that do, I don't know, I feel like there is a thrill that people get. Like that other level I had, the Skyport, that's a way shorter level than what I just showed. I know I went through it pretty quickly, because I know where to go. But the people who play through Skyport, like that's like that bit of gameplay I had there that I just showed you with those 3 segments, that's like 10 minutes. But my Skyport map took double the amount of time to make and is only a 2-minute level. And some people get through it in like, you know, under a minute now. Like I've been keeping an eye on the subreddit. People like blast through that level in under like 30 seconds, but they keep going back and doing it again. So the thing as well is that even a problem? That's another question you have to ask. If people like blaze through the game, is that a bad thing? Now me personally, it makes me anxious, but like I think Skyport is like it's the map I'm least proud of because it was my first one. I didn't think it was that good, but everyone keeps playing it. Like I look at the subreddit and all of these speedruns are on that one map. So it's like, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's like for you guys, but that's just what I've observed. But I understand that speedrunning people are a bit different to the normal gamer as well. So that's another thing. Because I know that there will be certain people that will literally speedrun anything. So it's like, I don't know. It's very tough to gauge. Which is why I showed you guys. I just wanted to get what you guys thought of that little demo. Anyway. I gotta start animating this clip, so I'll get to it. I think I will make this animation 24 frames. Feels right. And I'll turn it. So with that rig I was doing a few streams ago, it was complicated and it was hard, but it pays off. Because now I have all these layers I can disable, and it all just works. So for those who don't know how this rig works yet, well, I guess you'll see me use it as we go. But I've got the spine on an IK controller, which I can just move around like this. I've got the arms on IKs as well, and I'll turn on X mirror so that you guys can, you know, each bone can be scaled, it can be rotated. I can rotate the arms, I can move the bits of the spine around like this, and I can move the wheel too, like that. And I can also move, I have another bone for the inside of the wheel, but I'm not going to use that yet. And I can also move the head, like this. And I can also like make his posture really straight or really crooked with this thing. Like I can make him really hunched, or I can like loosen him. So yeah, the rig, it was a pain, but I think it all pays off, because instead of having to do this bone by bone, I have these nice controllers I can use. And yeah, it's just fun, you know? It's just having a good time. So I'm gonna like, I don't know, I'm just thinking of what pose. He needs to look like, whoa. It's get her, boys. That's kind of like the vibe of this animation. It's supposed to like be just, you know, patrolling, and then it sees you, and it's like, wait a minute. Elden Ring 6 minutes? Christ. See, this is what I mean, like, I'm real like one thing I've been really worried about throughout the entire development is whether people are just going to finish my game in like 10 minutes. But if people are doing that to Elden Ring, it's like I don't even know if I should worry. Like honestly, if even from software people can do it in 6 minutes, it's like I don't know, maybe I'm worrying too much. I don't know, but there's still part of me that's like, oh, how can I make this longer but not boring? You know what I mean? Feels like I'm missing things. Do you mean are you talking about the video on YouTube, Greg? I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Because that, I will say that video is not, like it's edited, like hyper edited. And that was deliberate, mainly just to make it look as cool as possible. But it wasn't really I was thinking to do like a full playthrough, but it was for the grant and they had very strict criteria. It couldn't be more than X amount of minutes. So I just did like a hyper cut edit just to give them the idea of what the game was. So I'm not sure if that's like the best video to look at for reference, but I think I see what you mean though. Sub 1 minute? Gosh, Jesus. And how long did they spend? Like they spent like what, 5 years making that game? I think. I actually don't know, but it feels like 5 years, right? Oh, hey, Bullfrog. Good to see you again. Oh, yeah, hydrates. Oh, I'm almost out of coffee already. Spyro took more than 2 minutes to do Skyport? All right, well, that's comforting. How the Robit go? The Robit? I like that. That's a cool name. I'm just imagining like a robot, but with Fitbits like all around its arms. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get fit with the Robit. That's right, guys. The robot's going all right. I'm just doing its like startled, alerted animation now, and I think this one I'm gonna have its head like scale up because it's gonna have like this sort of siren kind of effect on it. So I'm gonna have its head scale up on this one frame. And I'm gonna have its wheel rotate back so it looks like it's surprised. And its arms will have to be spread out. But yeah, sorry, I'm a little, I will say it is a bit hard for me to like focus on both. I know I wanted to get animations done, but I also really want to know what people thought of that demo. So I don't know, maybe I should have made that its own stream, but I'm doing my best. Well, yeah, first time player, exactly. So I am gonna like distribute the build to some of my friends and see how they go. But yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more research as well. But I just thought I'd show you guys as well. Oh, hey, Tom Hughes. Speed ran in 1 minute. Wow. All right. Well. Maybe speedrun is unfair to compare because a lot of them will like glitch out of bounds, which I think if people don't need to go out of bounds and still beat the game in a minute, then that's like, oh, okay, maybe that's the, you know, it's like, maybe it is a bit short, you know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe that's not a fair comparison of like speedrunners. But that's the thing is, I mean, that's the thing too, right? Is that I think the majority of people who I've seen play the game are speedrunning it. So it's really difficult to extrapolate data from that for like an average player, because most people are probably not going to speedrun it. So it's difficult. Did I miss any? Let me just see if I missed anything. There was something I wanted someone to elaborate on, and I can't remember where that message was. Sorry, I missed a message here from Commander, who says, I love aesthetically how the game is coming together, and I typically play games if they look cool. I think to play more around with the movement is maybe a homing attack, where Gabby pounces at an enemy. The way players can control their movement against enemies if they get... Okay. Yeah, I think that's something I do plan on exploring. That's interesting. I think I'm caught up. I think that's it. Well, yeah, also, yeah, Skyport is a very easy map to glitch. That is true. But yeah, it's just that constant balancing act of like making, because that's here's a comment I tend to get that I've noticed, is that a lot of people will, you know, they'll draw the comparisons to Sonic and and you know, they'll say like, oh yeah, it's a game about going fast, but like, I don't know if that's even what Sonic is about, like, or what Sonic should be about. But I mean, bringing this to my game, I think my game isn't about speed, or I don't want it to be about that. I wanted it to be about how speed is used, or maybe not even that. It's more like how momentum is used, really. That's the core that I've been trying to build. So it's not really about how fast you go. It's just about that flow state, which I think you could achieve even in like if I were to take Gabby's movement speed and halve it, I think those principles would still apply. But you know, there's certain limits. Like you can't make her too slow and you can't make her too fast. But I think speed isn't really the point. Speed is like a reward, and it's used to serve a purpose. But it's not about getting speed. It's about well, yeah, it's about navigating environments with that flow state. Kind of like I guess that's what parkour, that's the whole appeal of parkour, really. Sonic is about finding the meaning of life. Yeah, I thought it was about chili jogs, but to each their own. Well, yeah, I mean, that's actually a good point, MX Cross. That is actually something else I do notice, is that, because I think this is just like an indie thing I've noticed. Or actually, I do notice it a lot generally now that I'm a developer. But I feel like a lot of people compare too much, if you know what I mean. Like, I was looking through some of the comments on, because a friend of mine recently released a trailer, and I was looking through his comments, and I think a lot of people, I don't really understand it, but they really want to compare it to something that they know. So they'll say like, oh, this looks like Half-Life, but it isn't really at all. But visually, it might remind them of Half-Life, or there's something in it that reminds them of that. But the core of the game might be completely different. But I think it's difficult to navigate, because I think it's really hard to put a finger on what something is unless you have, like, you know, design experience or something. Like, for example, I think someone said that my game was like Jet Set Radio, but I'm not sure if that's what Jet Set Radio is. Or, well, actually, Sonic is a better example, because I think there are probably more similarities to Jet Set Radio than Sonic. But Sonic in particular, people will say like, oh yeah, this is just like Sonic, but with wall running. But it's like, I don't know if it is. I don't think like you know what Sonic is if you think that, you know? Like, there's like a different attitude that Sonic team has. I think maybe I would agree with maybe some of the earlier 2D games, but even so, the fact that it's in 2D does change a lot of it. But like, you know, like Mirror's Edge as well, I'm not entirely sure it's like quite like that either. Because it's like, Mirror's Edge has very different mechanics, it has a very different art style, and it has like it's all, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm the developer and I see it differently, but to me it doesn't look anything like those things. And that's kind of also not necessarily, it's not easy, that either, because that actually makes it really hard to develop, like to make progress, because it's a new thing, and it's like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. And yeah, sure, you can get inspiration, but if you want to make like a new game, it's tough. But I think if a game gets compared to like 5 other games, then it's like, maybe it isn't really like any of them if it has to be compared to 5 other things. Like, if it's a mix of 5 things, maybe it's a new thing, you know? Like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But it's been a while since I've gone and delved into the specifics, comparisons. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but that's just the general energy I feel sometimes. Yeah, it's like that, where they see like a top-down RPG and say, "Oh yeah, it's like Earthbound," but it's like it has an entirely different story. I haven't even played Earthbound, but I think this example, like it's a meta thing, you know, like Or even like a game that has a blocky art style. It's like, oh, it's like Minecraft. Yeah, but it's not a survival game. It's like a completely different thing. But yeah, visually it reminds you of Minecraft, so you think it's like Minecraft, but it really isn't anything like Minecraft. Like, it's like that kind of thing, you know? So, but anyway. But I think one comparison I do see a lot is because someone said Titanfall and it just reminded me of all that. Because I do see people like using Titanfall as a reference point a lot nowadays. Not with my game, just with in general. I see it like a lot. And I don't really get it because I feel like Titanfall isn't... I think it's in its own, like, I don't know. I don't see it as similar. Excuse me. I don't know, it doesn't seem similar to me. Who would win a fight between Gabby and Hatsune Miku? Is that that voice person, whatever it is, the pop star? I don't know. But I don't think she can fight. She's a... Yeah, hold on. Who's Hatsune Miku? I hope this isn't one of those... Okay. Oh yeah, it is that person. Yeah, I don't know, man. She doesn't look like she's got any combat training. I think Gabby would destroy her. But of course, Miku would destroy Gabby in a concert. So there's that. They have different skills, I suppose. Or it's like, I'm trying to think of another... Well, it's probably not important. But, you know, that's an interesting point, MX. I keep pronouncing your name MS, I apologize. Oh, it's a DDR fight. Okay, well... Oh, actually... Well... Have you guys seen cats dance? Have you guys seen cats move? They're pretty agile, right? They're pretty coordinated, dare I say. Do you think Hatsune, what's her name? Do you think she's gonna be able to go up against a genetically engineered feline soldier or whatever, like a genetically engineered life form designed specifically for movement? Do you really think Miku is gonna... You think she's ready for that? I mean, I know Miku's a performer. She's experienced, but I mean, she wasn't genetically engineered to... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe she was. I have no idea. But she doesn't look like anything special. She's another human. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll have to put that to the test someday. This comment. I'm not 50, okay? I swear. I'm not that old. I'm hip and cool. How do you do, fellow kids? You guys know this new thing, Pokemon? You know, this really popping off, you know? I'm gonna buy some cards later. I'm gonna sell them and flip them for 50 bucks. It's this new trend amongst the kids called Pokemon. I think it's gonna be a big thing. Okay, hold on. There was a comment from Greg I want to read. Another thing about the demo map, the flow of the jumps would break sometimes. Ironic how I was typing this, you mentioned the flow as well. So what I mean is, if I jump from right to left, you really have to ask, what after that is cool and satisfying for nailing? So in my head, I choose between a rail or another wall. In that case, to keep the flow... Wait, hold on. Let me read that again. So in my head, I choose between a rail or in another wall, in that case, to keep the flow. What I wouldn't do is, say, a ledge grab. Oh, yeah, no, I think I get what you're saying, yeah. But not something like where I'd go 2 wall jumps and then put a 180 wall jump after that set. Yeah, so you're talking about, like, the sequence of moves. I think I see what you're saying. If you're old, what does that make me? Says my friend. Says my old friend here. Well, you're a dinosaur, obviously. Wait, Ray, aren't you only a year or two old? Look, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. You actually, do you guys want to know what happened the last time I told someone how old I was? I was denied a job. So yeah, no, I'm not telling you guys that. And it wasn't even like, this isn't like 16-year-old me. This was like adult me got denied a job because I told them how old I was. This was a while ago, by the way. But the thing is, I had worked there before, and then I left, and then when I tried to come back, they said, oh, yeah, you're a little too young. And it's like, but I'd done this job before. So I don't... So yeah, that's... Yeah, I can't go into detail, sadly. It's part of this, it's a branch of a really bigger story, but I can't talk about it. I wish I could, though, believe me. I mean, Tim knows. Tim knows what I'm talking about. He knows it. But yeah. But I told, yeah. I can't. But it's, I've seen things. I've seen some stuff you guys wouldn't believe. Let's just say. It is a cruel... That's why I spend all my time in here now. I tried going out in the real world. It sucked back in here. No, actually... Oh, I think Tim could actually technically... let's not. I don't want to get in trouble. But I don't think Tim has any obligation to not tell you people. I guess you could, but maybe it's best if we don't open that. Freelance, hell yeah. How were you denied? Look, okay, it's complicated. Let's move on to something else. Point is, you guys don't need to know how old I am. It's fine. How old do I look? You guys can just... Whatever, you can make up any age you want. If I'm 30, I'm 30. If I'm 40, I'm 40. It's, you know, if I'm 2, then I'm 2. Tim randomly drops 3 numbers. Greater than 6. 56. Oh god. Now everyone's gonna try and guess. Old enough to be... Oh no, let's... I'm not particularly fond of that prospect. I think when you choose the indie game dev lifestyle, I think you kind of sacrifice any prospect of being a parent. Well, now MX is asking the interesting questions. How old are you guys? That's what I want to know. I think we were talking earlier today about my audience demographics, and I was saying how like most people in my YouTube demographics are purportedly between 21 and 32, which was interesting. 23? Hold on, no, wait a sec. I think Greg's lying. I remember, and I know this because I used to do this when I was younger, but I remember Greg came into my server one time, this was like maybe 2 years ago, bragging about how he was like 14 or something. And that was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I think. So, unless you were lying back then, in that case, I don't know. But you wouldn't be 23 by now. Got him. See, I got him, guys. You see, nothing slips past me. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Greg's a bit sus. I feel like he's lying. See, that's why I don't trust my YouTube demographics. I feel like maybe everyone's actually a lot younger and I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, not that it matters, but it's just interesting. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to have like I need to like pop this guy out heaps on, I need to exaggerate him heaps on this frame. And then I need to scale, sorry, yeah, I'm now just starting to pay my full attention to the actual animation work I'm supposed to be doing right now. individual origins, and we will scale these arms like that so that he looks frightened. Why is everyone just copying, like, someone said 23 and then everyone's now just saying 23? So, okay, I feel like Bullfrog's the only one being honest. But everyone's just saying, yeah, I'm 23. Everyone's just now pretending to be 23. Oh, thanks, Tom. Wait, there work going? Yes, there is indeed work happening, indeed. I know, I've been a little bit, like, off the ball the last week. I haven't been as focused, but I know that you guys really wanted to see this character, so I'm streaming it. I said I'd stream it, so I'm committing to my word. But I've definitely, I think, well, that's the thing. Streaming's kind of difficult for a game developer, because you have to kind of be an entertainer and also be a game developer at the same time. But I think last stream I did last week, I felt like I was a little bit too dry, because I think I didn't say anything half the time. I think I was just working, and yeah, I don't know, I was really frustrated too. Like, I remember, like, feeling really frustrated. Not at you guys, but because of the rig. It's rigging. Like, come on, it's rigging. I didn't feel particularly talkative during rigging for obvious reasons. But I'm making up for it now. I'm being very, very friendly. Yeah, I know. See, I'm sorry, Master Chef. Oh, Gregory. The plot thickens. So Greg lied about his age. See, that's what I should have done. Except I didn't need to. Well, here's the... it's complicated. But I feel like if you're over 18, you shouldn't have to lie about your age anymore, you know? Like, I thought the whole point... I mean, I don't know, maybe I know in America it's a bit different. But in Australia, at 18, you're like, you know... You're set. You don't need to be any older than that to do anything. So I feel kind of like... You shouldn't have to, but maybe I should have. I don't know. Streamed doing revision for uni. That's interesting. That is an interesting thing to stream. Give me one. Actually, just give me a moment. I need to reset this. Yeah, so I just gotta pay attention real quick to the scale of the head. So you might say, Ray, why are you, what are you doing? Why are you making him all stretchy? Why are you making him Slender Man? And this is a principle called squash and stretch, as we call it in the animation field. And this is like where you exaggerate things on a frame so that it looks like, you know, more wacky, but it looks really good in the actual animation when you see it. So it looks weird in this one frame, but trust me, it's gonna be good, okay? Ah, so I did, okay. So that means Greg is definitely not 23. It means that he is 18, I think. Most likely. Or 17. That's my estimate. The 7. Man, I wish it was 7 principles. That'd be so easy. Oh, thanks, Bullfrog. Cool. Yeah, in-betweens are weird. So yeah, everyone's just like hijacking Bullfrogs. Okay, we got a 26-year-old here. Cool. A 17 and 17. Wow, that's young. 19, 22, 23, 23. Huh. I think I've read everyone. That's right. We got a dinosaur here. We got a 25-year-old. Whoa. I think there is a saying, actually. Well, not a saying, but I think chemically the human body begins to kill more cells than it generates after about 27, I think. So technically you start dying at 27. So I hope that thought has brought comfort to your day. But all of you are like 19 anyway, so I don't think you guys would be worried. You still got another like 7 years left. You'll be fine. 23? Epic. MX Cross is... Wait, I forgot MX Cross's age now. I have to like scroll through all this text. I gotta have like notes on everyone now to remember. 26. Okay, yeah, maybe he is the oldest. Okay, you got a year left before your body starts killing itself, mate. Oh, I'm just kidding. I hope that isn't true. I actually don't know if it is, but I'm not a medical scientist. You'll have to verify that fact. So I'm just gonna make another pose. This is not gonna look any good yet for a bit, so just bear with me. It's gonna look terrible, but it's a work in progress. Also, he looks like he's kind of dancing when he does that. Because I've got like music playing in the background. Not the stream music, but I have like Spotify on, and it's like to the beat. I don't know, it just looks cool. I gotta have like a Groovatron in my game now. I gotta make dance animations for everybody. Apparently, for those who actually have watched the developer commentary for Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction, apparently the Groovatron was the hardest feature to implement purely for that reason, because they had to make unique dance animations for every enemy type. So there's a fun little fact. Suspiciously 23. See, I don't know, man. Greg, I don't think I'll be able to believe any number you give me now. You're copying Bullfrog. You gotta come up with your own number. Stop. Why are you guys being so derivative with stop stealing your ages from Bullfrog? I feel like maybe Bullfrog's the only, I don't know. If your age isn't real, maybe none of you are real. Maybe Bullfrog's the only real person in the world. Maybe I'm not real. Hell, you guys don't even know my age. Maybe I'm fictitious. 6? Yeah, see, I thought so. I figured. I'm like, what 20-something-year-old is eating that many chicken tendies and not, like, you know, and is not, like, facing, like, any... Because, you know, when you get past a certain age, your body will not let you. It doesn't let you eat that many tendies. So I was very, like, surprised when this 23-year-old, supposedly, was consuming, like, copious tendies on the daily. But the fact that you're 6, see, that makes sense. I can imagine a 6-year-old doing that. So maybe he is a real person. And yeah, he's a Fortnite gamer too. I knew it. See, you guys can't keep secrets from me. I'll crack you guys open and reveal everything. Really sus that Ray made the idol of WeeWooBot throw it back. Wait, what? This is not the idol. This is the alerted animation. But sorry, what was I doing? There was some pose I was gonna do and I forgot now. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta have his claws out like this. Oh, not like that. And he's gotta like have them raised like that. That's kind of how he needs them. So I might maybe even bring those higher. But his entire... He needs to be leaning back entirely. What do you mean inside of it? It's throwing. It's... Alright. How do I explain what this animation is? It's like a shocked, like, oh, like a, you know... It's like this, if Obi-Wan was to drop in from the ceiling of this scene, this is how the WeeWooBot would react. That's kind of what I'm making. It's like an alert, it's called Alerted, is the animation name. So you can see here it kind of like like it's supposed to like bounce back and brace itself, and then it's going to go into the charge animation. So that's kind of the sequence I'm picturing. The main purpose of this animation, because you might be saying, why are you even including this at all? The main reason is because I think like I haven't studied AI, but intuitively it feels like the enemies should clearly telegraph their behavior. So when an enemy starts chasing you, I feel like that should be telegraphed very clearly, which is why I'm making this animation. So it's going to have like a whoa sort of reaction, and then it'll start chasing you. And I think what that does is when you see it from a distance, you go, oh, he spotted me. I got to get out of here. That's kind of like that's the sort of the thought process I have about this one. And it'll look kind of roughly like that, but I mean, this is still a work in progress. But it's gonna sit there just for a second so that you have time to see that it's played that animation, that it spotted you, and then it starts chasing after you. Because I think if it just starts chasing you immediately, it looks like that's what it does now, and it's weird. Like I think everyone can tell that it feels, that it feels just a bit like sudden. So it needs to look like it's thinking. That's what it needs to do. It needs to look like the robot is making its own decisions and going and reacting and then acting. And that's putting the I in AI. So it's actually got nothing to do with the AI at all. It's just an animation. So yeah, that's kind of funny. Oh, what's this? Get this bot out of here. Ban. Get that out of here. I don't need to buy chatters. I have you guys. Why would I need to buy more chatters for? What? Yeah, I haven't played Spyro, but it sounds... I mean, actually, no, I did one time when you brought it in. I remember you brought in the PS1, and that's the only time I ever played Spyro. But yeah, whatever those things are, exactly. Metal Gear Alert... Oh, that would be... I wish I could use that sound. That'd be great. You know, actually, yeah, I really do want to find Spyro. Not the original ones. I really want to find them, because I've for years, I've owned a PS2, and I was like, I think only a year or two ago, I learned that it could actually run PS1 discs, but I haven't like found any shops that sell PS1 discs. So yeah, but if I do, I'm going to be on the lookout for Spyro. I really want to try that one. Oh, okay, this is... I just need I need a minute to process that. So Spyro has just said, Spyro's right has just told me that he hasn't played Spyro. I just need a minute to process that. I feel like I didn't need to know that. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna be okay after hearing that. How is Spyro's not played Spyro? I don't get it. What world are we living in where Spyro's hasn't played Spyro? Oh, no, come on, man. A disc wallet? Dude, you gotta get the case. You have to have the case. Well, although, to be fair, I understand that the cases, they use dual cases for the PS1 discs, and those are extremely brittle. And, actually, recently I bought a dual case for something. And it arrived like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it arrived with a massive crack and a big one at the bottom as well. So you know what? Maybe a disc case for a PS1 game isn't a bad idea. Normally, I'd be very judgmental and say that you're crazy because you got to have the original case. But if the original cases are like this quality and it arrives like that, then yeah, I could totally get why. Because these are really bad. Like, oh my god. I don't know how kids would buy games in these. Like, they're so brittle. But anyway. So I was a bit sad when I got that, because I've listened... This album is like my favorite album. Or my favorite soundtrack. But I've been listening to it on Spotify for a long time, and I was like, you know, I think I want to have this, like, a physical copy. Because I like having things... I like owning things that I really love. But then it arrived like that, and I was like... Like, part of the reason I buy it physically is to have that case, but it's like no one cares, and they just don't care how they handle it in shipping, and then this happens. So that kind of ruined my day, but anyway. Oh no. Okay, guys, I don't need to hear about this stuff. I don't need to hear that you have games in the wrong cases. You're gonna trigger me, okay? I don't need that stress right now. I did have a friend like that who actually went to the effort to print, because I think he pirated a lot of games. He put them on discs, but then bought like DVD cases to put them in. But when he printed out the artwork, he printed it in black and white. And then he would, on top of that, put them in the wrong cases. And it really irritated me. I think I stopped being friends with him. I just couldn't handle it. It was too much. So yeah, I don't want to relive those memories. So don't tell me anything about, I don't need to know how you guys keep your games. He needs to play Spyro though. You know what? Actually, I have played Spyro once. Like not on Tim's PlayStation, but I did own a Spyro game once. It was the McDonald's Happy Meal little device. That I remember those, and they had a Crash Bandicoot one as well. I think they made these when Universal acquired them, I think. You guys have, oh, you're gonna try, okay, I can't look at chat right now. If you guys are gonna talk about the condition of your game collections, I don't think I can handle that today. I'm gonna close my eyes and just purge that from my memory. I can't hear these things. It's gonna upset me too much. I'll have you know that I keep my games in their proper cases. I've done my best to maintain them. I sadly do not have manuals for them all, to my best effort. I think, you know what I need to do? There's a bone in here I can actually, yeah, here we go. His posture. I need to have him like, what's the word? I think like that. He needs to, yeah, hold on. There's a bit more. I'm trying to really just see how far I can push these poses. Okay, maybe that's a little too far. I'm just wondering, can I have those elbows not bend that way? That'd be great. No, maybe that's too compact. Maybe I shouldn't try that. That to me though looks kind of, maybe I'll make the claws slightly bigger and the head, like, have the head tilted a bit. And yeah, you know what? Because it's all very symmetrical. Maybe I should switch it up a bit. Maybe if I rotate the torso to like kind of be slightly cowering, just a little bit. So if I had like one of the arms in front of the other one, so it looked like it was flinching. Because that's, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it's doing. It's flinching. The Wii Wii bot is not so fearless after all. It has vulnerabilities. So yeah, what if I did this? Yeah, you know, this kind of, yeah, I think this feels a bit better. Yeah, it was just a bit too symmetrical and robotic, ironically. But yeah, if I like take that arm a bit back. Yeah, I like that. I like this. It looks like he's reacting in disgust. Almost. but then I have to modify this animation and have him start. I need to twist him a bit here now. Yeah, like that. And then he needs to kind of hold that pose for just a bit. So he has to like kind of, needs to kind of like relax that pose a little. So I'll bring that over here and just make a more relaxed version where he's like lowered his arms a little. And then this maybe has like, is sort of like still rocking back, and then it'll start rocking forward again. Thumbnail pose. Yeah, I guess. Could be. Just reading Polo Paint's comment. What else am I gonna do? I lost the other case. Well, here's the thing. I'm certain that you can buy cases. I don't know exactly what kind of case you need, but if it's like a DVD case, I'm very sure you can. Or you actually, even better. Here's what you do: you go to a pre-owned game shop, you buy like FIFA, like something really cheap, and then you put your game. You get like a. Well, actually, if you don't have the insert, that might be a bit challenging. Yeah, I don't know. It may not work if you don't have the insert. But usually, what I will do is if I have a case that's like broken, but I still have the insert and everything, I'll just buy like a $1 game, like Destiny, you know, and then I'll just replace the plastic case on my game, and then put the, because it's usually not that bad, but if like the plastic's warped, like most people don't care about that stuff, obviously, but I'm very pedantic, so I'll put like I'll give the like Destiny, the $1 Destiny game, like the old case, and then I'll just sell that back to them, or flip it on eBay or something. And then my game has the nice new case, because with sports games in particular, because those barely get played, which is why they get traded in so much. So those are like prime real estate. They're cheap and they're barely played. Those have the best quality cases. So you want to be on the lookout for things like Madden, FIFA, you know, or like online only games like Battleborn. You want to look for those ones for case farming, and then you'll get some good finds. All right, see ya, Tim. Thanks for stopping by. Although, there at the shop I go to, I did notice. Most people probably don't notice, but it bothered me a lot. Some guy, because there's this guy. I think I've seen him. He goes around with like this, he goes around in this jacket and like a briefcase, and he always brings like tons of like DVDs with him. He's like the Slim Cognito of like reused games or whatever. But I remember he came in one time, and I'm sure it's him because he's the only person I've seen that brings that volume. And then after he went, I went there a few weeks later, and then I noticed that a lot of the games they had at the shop, the cases looked kind of weird on some of them. Like some of them had this red tint to it. So I was like, what's going on? So I opened one of them up and took out the insert, and it was like this cardboard paper. And the guy had like printed his own inserts for like 100 games and then sold them all to this shop. And I'm like, dude, like you can't, like, no, like put in a bit of effort, like come on. Like, and some of them had, you know, like bits cropped out and like the print quality was terrible. Some of them had like the American ratings on them, and it's like, if you're gonna get like fake artwork, at least try and make it look convincing. Like get the right classification rating, get the right artwork, like the right region code, you know, like standard stuff. But I don't think anyone besides me has noticed, and that keeps me up at night sometimes. You know, like I think, I don't know, it just bothers me. It just really bothers me because it's like, it's not the real case, it's a counterfeit or whatever. The thing is, because I don't keep the discs with them, so I don't know if he's done them with the discs. I don't know if they're legit discs even. But I know that all the cases have fake artwork. So when I'm looking at the shelf, like 3 of the games on there, on like the PS3 section, will have this red tint on them, and they're all from the same guy. And then I go to the PS2 section, and like 10 of them are gonna have that red tint. And then you take it out, and it's like this cheap like cardboard like Officeworks paper, and it's like but I guess it's better than not having any artwork. That's the worst one is like GameStop. We don't have GameStop in this country, but I visited last time I visited the States, I bought Crysis 2 on PS3 pre-owned, and I saw it in the shop. And it was this nice artwork. I picked it out myself because I knew the case was in good condition. And I'm like, hell yeah, Crysis 2, let's go. And then I go to the checkout. They don't give me the case, and they replace it with this cheap, nasty GameStop case. And I'm like, what's going on? What's the deal? I want to buy... I'm not just buying the game, I'm buying the case it comes in. That's why I didn't download it off the PlayStation Store, so I could have the case. But they... I don't know, policy or whatever, they didn't give it to me. And on the way back home, it like, because it's like this plastic, I don't know what it is, but it like cracked on the way in the suitcase. So now I still have it, and it's like the entire top looks like a bite's been taken out of it. And it's like, I was misled. I was bamboozled. So yeah, I wasn't very happy. That was like my only GameStop experience in my life, and I was not happy. Do they always do that? Or was I just at a weird store? I don't know. Cardboard discs. But I don't know. You guys are all American, I'm assuming. Is that a normal thing that GameStop does with pre-owned games, or is that weird? I thought it was pretty weird, but I don't know if that's the standard procedure. Because that's the thing. We have EB Games, which is like a subsidiary of GameStop in our country. And they will have those cases on display that are just the EB Games stock cases with like Assassin's Creed written in Arial 12-point font. And I deliberately avoid those ones because you get exactly what you pick up. So if I go and pick up a good case, they give me the good case. But if I go and pick up the Arial bold case, then that's what they'll give me. So I always deliberately avoid those ones. But when I went to GameStop, I avoided those ones, but it was inescapable. So I don't know. Fallout 76 had cardboard discs. Oh boy. I'm sure that paid off. There's no American... Okay, yeah, maybe I'm asking the wrong crowd. I forgot the Americans aren't awake yet. I don't know, what do you guys have? What shops do you guys have? Do you have EB Games? Do you have GameStop? I feel like I want to exaggerate that frame a bit more, this one. I think it needs more stretch. Oh look! Hey, check it out! It's the EV Games. It's the, what's that commercial? I can't remember what it was. I think it is EV Games. Yeah, it's the EV Games. Whoa, hey guys, welcome to EV Games. Yeah, there he is. I got him. That's the EV Games animation. See the Wii Woo bot's looking for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Xbox One. I think it needs more. I think it needs more stretch. It doesn't look like I have enough. I want more, but I know I shouldn't. Yeah, like that. There we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Pah! See how cool it looks at playback? That's what I'm talking about. I just need to like lengthen this. But I think maybe hold on. I think I've gone a little too far with the relaxed pose. Yeah, I think something like that is a bit more like it. Yeah, there we go. I think that's... I mean, it's a start. I'll probably polish it more later, but I think we need to I need a chase animation. We'll get started on that next. I think I've been looking at this one too long. So I'll copy the walk. And we'll start from that and make a chase. See ya, Master Chief. Oh yeah, CEX, hell yeah, represent. That's my usual. See, that's the shop I was talking about earlier. I love it, but then that guy showed up, and now half the cases in CEX near me have like tinted red cases. But it's okay. I'm sure someone will buy them, but not me. Oh, Game! I remember that store. There used to be one near me, but it closed like more than 5 years ago. I think it was like back in 2014. And I was really sad because that's where I found Sonic. That's where I found my copy of Sonic Riders. We had a game on like, I think it was like a 10-minute drive. And I found, I remember, because I thought that the only Sonic Riders game that existed was the Wii one. And that's the one I had at the time, but I caught wind that there was another Sonic Riders game, and I was like, oh, I gotta find what it is. But it was really hard to find. Like, I'm talking really hard. Like, it was like one of those rare games. I don't know what it was. But I went looking and looking and looking, and then I found it at Game. But I think I saw it in the periphery of my vision, but I thought it was the second one, so I ignored it. And then a minute later, I saw someone else pick it up, and I'm like, oh no. And then I like went up and to take a look, and it was some other kid that picked it up and had it. And then I was like, and then I turned to my dad and I was like, oh, he got it. That was the last one. And then he turned to me and he's like, do you want it? And I'm like, wait, like seriously? And he let me have it. And I still have it in my cupboard to this day. So whoever that kid was, absolute legend. Appreciate him. He probably doesn't even remember this, but I'll always remember that day. And yeah, it was pretty legendary. So yeah, I like game stores. I like those ones just from that experience. But yeah, then it closed like a year later. So I was like, oh well. You don't, well, yeah. I used to not. Well, I guess I still kind of don't sleep, but I had to. You might be wondering why I'm streaming at this time of day, and that's because I was having a lot of sleep problems this month. So I figured it'd be best if I didn't stream late, because in my time zone for the Americans, I have to get up like, well, I'm already awake, but I have to start at 11 p.m. and I usually end up finishing at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. depending on what happens. And I did that for a whole week, like last month, and it just completely destroyed me. Like, because I was doing that on top of the Screen Australia stuff, and it was just, I don't know, like, oh, it wasn't healthy. I like completely messed up myself. So I've been choosing to stream at better times, but I don't know if I'm going to go back to that schedule, because I know it's the most convenient one and most people are available, but I think for my own health, I was like, yeah, I think I got to stop streaming at that time for a bit, just to recover. Like, I'm talking, I don't know, I guess it's insomnia? I think that's the word. But it's like, I'd would like, I'd stay up like super late till like 5 a.m. And then I would, so if I did sleep, I would, because I think what happened was I would like start just not sleeping. So I think for that week, I think for that 2-week period, one of the week was the last week of Screen Australia. And then the week after that was streaming. And I think like I only slept every 2 days that week, and it was just, it felt so awful. Like, how many, like, if there's 14 days, I would have slept for like maybe 6 or 5 of them, and the rest I just didn't. Like, I just couldn't. I don't know what it was. Like, I would try, but I just wouldn't fall asleep. And I'd be up thinking about what I'm gonna do tomorrow, which I do normally, but it was like worse. And it was just like, I was like, yeah, okay, I gotta stop. Larger portions. I mean, maybe, yeah, who knows. I will say I do get freaked out about their portion sizes though sometimes. It's pretty, I don't know, like it looks cool like once, but I don't think I could have every meal that big. So I need to make a chase. I'm just not sure like how, if I should have his claws sticking out in front of him or not. Like, should I rolling around at the speed of sound? I don't know if I should do that or if I should have his claws in front of him. Got places to go. Gotta follow my way. There we go. Oh wait, I didn't have symmetry on. Hold on. I'll get symmetry. There we go. There we go, yeah. Got. Oh no, his arms went back. Ah. There we go. Got places to go. Gotta follow my... Oh, the other arm's doing something. So yeah, let's undo that. Tuck the arms in. Well, I could have him like that, but I think it'd look kind of not right. I think I'll have him like this, but I'll have to rotate his like that. And I'm gonna have his claws doing like that. It'll be like Mr. Krabs. That's the sound effect, guys. That's gonna be the sound effect. And it's not gonna be his feet making that noise, it's gonna be his claws. They're gonna make the Mr. Krabs noise. When he runs at you, you'll be running through Project Feline and then you hear Mr. Krabs. It's like, no, Mr. Krabs. I'm off duty. It's like, I don't care, me boy. You gotta make me a Krabby Patty. Looks faster when Naruto running. I mean, who doesn't look faster when Naruto running? It's the optimal posture. We all know that. It's just I gotta like hunch his back. That's gonna look better if I do that. I will say though, I am very disappointed that because, all right, here's the thing. I was doing it with a friend the other week, and the idea, we were talking and somehow, I don't know, okay, I don't remember exactly how, but we got onto the topic of Morbius, and we wanted to go see it, but I checked the show times last night, and I don't think it's playing anymore. I think I've missed the Morbius cinema window, so I felt a bit distraught last night from that, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, because we kept like, I don't know, we kept looking at Morbius memes, and I'm like, I feel like I can't do this unless I actually go see it, but I missed my opportunity, and I'm gonna have to live with that for the rest of my life now. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't think I'll be complete. I know, yeah, I missed Morbin time. I was too late. I'm gonna have to wait for the sequel, Morbius 2, Let There Be Morbius. Which, as I hope, comes out soon. But yeah, I don't know. I can't go Morbin. On the East Coast, every time you start stream, it's like 8 AM. Interesting. Are gamers awake at 8 AM? I don't know. Oh, okay, this is going to be a bit challenging actually, because I don't want him to lean too far forward, because he's going to look like he's losing his balance if I do that. But if he's too, like, that looks too, nah. It looks like he's standing still and pretending to run. But there's gonna be a bit of a challenge. What if I did this? Hold on. Maybe something like that. Like, kind of like a Tron bike, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Tron Legacy. But I mean, maybe that's a bit too much. It looks like he's stretching now. I just gotta, what's like a good pro? See, this looks unbalanced. I can't do that. This looks way too unbalanced. I think, yeah, that looks like a good part for the spine. Maybe I'll have his arms not out as far. Maybe if I spread them out. Yeah, like have him like that. So he's like the whatever the, I don't know how to make the Mr. Krabs noise, but he's like going around like this. That'd be kind of threatening. See, like from the front view, it looks like a more threatening silhouette. You know what I'm saying? Americans run on photosynthesis. Hell yeah. But yeah, I think I like his claws in that position. Now there's my posture. Okay, I don't know, maybe that looks a bit, is that too much? Actually, is that too much? Maybe it's not too much. It kind of looks, he looks more focused. He's like really focused. I think I like that. See, that to me looks a little too chilled. Maybe I go halfway. Or actually there is a, I do have a bone in here I could, yeah, like that. But I think I need his neck needs to be rotated or moved. Oh yeah, that's mad clipping. Oh, how do I want to, where's his neck bone? Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah, it looks a bit ridiculous. Maybe just a little, just, you know, just a bit. Oh, wait, where did all the, oh, I didn't key that all. All right. Not all of these had keyframes on them. All right, okay, yeah, that's a bit too much. I think, yeah, that should be okay. Now, let's just get some action going. So first, oh yeah, I've got the, oh boy, oh dear. That's not, okay, well, at least the wheel has the thing, it's got that engine humming thing on it, the animation, but those, I'm gonna have to unkey these claws. I gotta get everything except the wheel and just unkey it. Okay, that does look a bit funny actually, where all of his body is just stiff. It's just the wheel. But yeah, alright. Look like he's about to kill something. Hey, you got it. That's right. These wee wee bots don't mess around, you know what I'm saying? Question is, how many frames? We'll try 24, and if it's too slow, we'll do 12 frames. Because I don't think 24 might be a bit much, but we'll see. We'll do it in slow motion and then we'll speed it up if we have to. Because that's the thing, he doesn't have like feet that need to like have a time on them, you know what I mean? Like there's no rhythm. He can just kind of like hover and like go, you know? But I gotta make it look lively, so we can't just have him going like that, because that'll like come on, that's is weird. So we'll get some movement going. Like we'll have his claws, you know, snapping. And then we'll get like some movement in his back. Like up and down movement. But maybe not up and down, maybe yeah, I think all of this needs to be faster. I already feel it's gonna be too slow. So we'll make this 12 frames. And then we will, I think we might speed up that actually. I don't, actually no, never mind. That won't work if I do it like that. There we go. Oh wait, hold on, I missed something. There we go. Except that doesn't look right. Looks too, I don't know. It's gotta look like it's moving fast. But I feel like this isn't it. That's not, no. Something looks wrong. Maybe it's, I'm just gonna focus on just the spine. I'm just thinking how the spine should look. Also, this isn't looping correctly. Oh, wait. Hold on a moment. I think I need to shrink this. It needs to be in thirds. There we go. There we go. Now the wheel, yeah, now the wheel looks a bit faster and it syncs up correctly. Do I know if toon shaders take performance toll on UE5? No, I do not know. See, it's gonna be, this actually might be a bit hard, this one. Because, I mean, I don't even know what I would use as a reference point, because I can't use a human running. And Amazon drones don't look like this, so I don't, It's gonna be a bit tough, this one. This one kinda, I mean, that kinda looks cool. I'll do the claws because I think those will be. I'll know exactly what those will do. So there's my claws layer. So the claws are gonna just do that basically. Oh, that didn't... There we go. So it didn't seem to copy over to everything else. There we go. Yeah! Look at that. I'm coming, SpongeBob. That's what he's saying. WALL-E? I don't know. I haven't watched that film in ages. Do you mean WALL-E himself, or is there another WALL-E character? Let me search now. But do they have a run cycle I can use? Because it's not their Apple Mac looking character. I mean, he kind of has the same sort of body structure, but also not really, because he has those treads instead, and his point of balance is different. Oh man, I gotta watch this again. Oh, that's pretty cool. I feel like I'm not seeing the character. The cleaning bot. Oh, you know what? I remember that guy. I remember in a modeling class I taught people how to make him. How did I forget him? Cleaning bot WALL-E. But I think, oh, it's close, but not quite. But yeah, I remember, I did this with my students once. It's so fun. It's such a simple design too. That's why I love it. but he has a bit of a different, like, he's got a very small wheel and his body is huge. So I think you would animate him differently, probably. Let me think. I don't know how you'd. Yeah, because I mean it's a different layout, so it's a bit. But I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, he's a lot shorter, so like this guy he's a bit lankier, so the rule, yeah, it's a bit hard to get a one-to-one reference. Like I feel like maybe I should like hunch him a bit more. I feel like that. Yeah. Okay, maybe not that much. Oh, I didn't have the other I didn't have the other claw selected. But I'm just trying to think how he should look. Because I'm thinking of bounce, but I don't know if that's going to look not like... I don't want it to defy aerodynamics, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I might need a bit of time to figure this one out. But I just need some kind of starting point, and I feel like I'm almost at a starting point. But I just want to spend a few more minutes on this, and then I'll go back to another one for a little, and then I might... Because yeah, I think at 10 I'll try and stop. But yeah, then that's not... I don't want that. But yeah, like if you bounce them up and down, I feel like it just... Like if I did that... Like, to me, that looks... Like, I don't know, it just feels... I don't know. It just doesn't feel natural. I don't feel like that's how it should look. But, actually, now that I'm looking at it... Maybe, but it's gonna need a lot of adjustment. As like a starting point. I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. But I'm just looking at poses. I'm not looking at curves yet. I'm just trying to think. Boston Dynamics. An engine. Well, that's the brilliant thing about the Project Feline world is that we don't have traditional engines like that no more. Maybe this is a loudspeaker for all we know. It's blasting beats from the wheel. Yeah, it's like, you know how like they have those lamps that are like also Bluetooth speakers? That's what's going on here. See, that's not an engine. That's beats. coming from the wheel. But yeah, no. I don't have an exhaust pipe on this guy. Yeah, hold on. I feel... What if I did that? No, okay, he can't... Yeah, no, that looks too strenuous. Oh, yeah, okay. No, actually, yeah, no, never mind. But that also just looks bad, so yeah. I guess I'll leave it at this for now. And I'll do a bit of work on the, like, I'll get the head with some action going there, like, His head bobbing up and down. I could do that. But yeah, I'll go back to another one for the moment. It's getting a bit tricky. I was going to do something to that walk, actually. I did have an idea for the walk that I might try. So the walk is sort of, it's a bit slower. I think it's 24 frames. So the walk is like that, except for some reason I don't remember bending his back that much. I don't know what happened there. Oh, that's not keyed. Oh, all right. I didn't key that. Yeah, that doesn't quite look right either. Yeah, so something messed up with this. I don't know what happened exactly. But his arms are all weird as well. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Something weird happened. Because his arms are like, they weren't clipping into that earlier today. I don't know what happened. It like messed it up. Engine is the axle and smoke comes out. Yeah, maybe. It's just, I felt like I don't know, like the upper body, I felt like the shoulders were coming out a bit more. Oh, so I didn't know I could do that with the rig, but cool. I could have his arms come off. It's like Raymond now. But no, I'm not going to do that. I didn't know I could do that, but there we go. Now I know. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, something's off about this. I don't remember it looking that way, the way I left it. But it looks like, I don't know, maybe I just didn't notice. Or maybe it was this bone. Yeah, maybe that needs to, yeah, there we go. That looks a bit better. Okay, maybe that does come out a bit too far, maybe. Yeah, like you see that? That wasn't, I don't remember that clipping before. Like something, I don't know, something's off. Oh, maybe his arms were like that. Yeah, that's better. But yeah, I was gonna do something where I was gonna have his shoulders kind of look like they were walking. So I'm gonna give that a shot and see what happens. So I need to go to frame 12. I need to rotate his, rotate his body. Like, none of these are quite right. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong bone. There should be like a bone that controls, it's one of these. Okay, maybe it is that one, but it's like the Z. Oh, it's like okay, it's local Z axis. That's probably why. I was gonna do something like this, but that's I don't know. I feel like his arms would need to also compensate. I don't know, I'm not sure about this. Yeah, no, no, it doesn't make sense. Let me revert. Maybe just a little, maybe not as much, maybe just a bit of twist. Around the levels theme. I don't know if that'll work because this is going to get used in a lot of levels and each one is going to, well, yeah, that might be difficult to pinpoint. But I feel like this part shouldn't be stretching. Yeah, I think that should be further up. Something about that doesn't look right either. I think I know what I need to do. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave that. I think I was gonna do something with this. Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, not like that. I think it was this bone, maybe. Yeah, I was just gonna have like the top of this barrel also follow through with the base so it looked like it was connected. I'll move on to, I'll go look at another one. I think I've been looking at this too long. We'll go the run. Oh yeah, I'll go back to this one a bit later. I'll look at this one again. That's what we started with. Let's see how that's looking now. Actually, this is not bad. Maybe, I don't know if it needs to be slowed down, maybe. Just a wee bit. Yeah, maybe just a little. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. And then there was the attack animation I was doing earlier, which I also wanted to look at. Attack. There we go. I'll have to extend to, okay, 24 frames is the attack. Yeah, this one I needed to work on with the claws. And I think some of these frames need to be offset. And then, yeah, then the claws. I don't know if I had these mirrored or not. I think I did. Yeah, so because I have them like stuck in place there, and that needs to obviously change. But I think here they should be scaling up. And then here they should be bigger. And then maybe like a frame after they should reset. Terrifying. Good. How did these enemy attack? Well, yeah, this is how. They claw ya. Maybe the music. No, we're not doing music, we're doing animation. Has nothing to do with the enemy. Music was the last video. I'm done with that for a bit now. I don't think I animated the claws on this one yet, so I'll make sure I do that. Alright, come on. This isn't that graphic. It's just a wee-woo bot doing his thing. He's just wee-wooing, you know? I actually kind of like how that's looking. It looks like he's going to... So, yeah, no, guys, he's just going to tickle you, okay? I don't know why he's so freaked out. He's just going for a tickle. It's Gabby's one weakness. See, that's how we handle... We handle violence very tastefully here at Raymond Cripps Productions. We know that tickling is much more... you know, it speaks much more to the player's primal fears than any superficial violence could. I don't know why everyone's so surprised. It's an enemy. I'm like I'm just reading, and it's like, wait, you guys are like okay. Because it's not you don't play as this guy. This guy's trying to get you. Except I just noticed an asymmetry in its spine. I have to fix that. Why is that? Yeah, why is that going that way? What keyframe is that? What's on that thing? But yeah, this thing's trying to, you know, it's trying to get you. Yeah, hold on, why is that rotated? That's X, right? So G, X, 0. And that's not putting it at 0, I don't know why. Yeah, okay, there we go. Haha. An aggressive hug. Yeah, look, it's a potent tickle, okay? These robots, they don't mess around. They know the exact, when they scan you with their visor, they find your weak point and they go straight. They don't mess around with your other limbs. They go straight in on your weak point. Right on the side of the torso. They go right to the source. They don't mess around. They don't have the programming to be all fancy and sophisticated with their tickling. They are like blunt, potent, and straight to the point. They're not complicated. They are tickling machines. Bionic monster. Like, okay. Maybe, did you guys all lie about being 23? I feel like maybe all of you are 6, like my boy Greg. Maybe this is a bit too, yeah, no, this isn't YouTube kids friendly, this animation. I'm really excited to see how this looks once I set it up in game. It's gonna be so cool. But I feel like that needs to come forward a lot more there. Yeah, look at that. Except, yeah, now I need to offset some of those frames. Yeah. We rebut, he's not messing around. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, I thought this would be the hardest one, but it's actually like the most fun. Yeah, the other ones, yeah, I don't know, but this one, I'm liking how this is looking. I think I might not touch this. I think this might be how it is. I just really wanted to get it though under 24 frames, which I don't know if I can do still. Yeah, I think I can figure out how. Just gotta look through these keys real quick. Move those 2 frames back. No, hold on. Oh no. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna scoot forward, but he's using the weight of the wheel as like kind of like a rocking chair or an exercise ball. He's rocking back and then he's rocking forward and then he's bouncing back. But you see, watch out, Greggy. He's coming for your tendies. See that's he's snatching them right straight from the tray. He's got, see, that's what this butt's designed for. Those claws, designed for tickles, but also designed to penetrate. They are designed specifically for like the coating on chicken tenders, like that crispy coating. That claw is gonna it's gonna dice right through the tender. It's gonna grab it and it's gonna stay hooked in, and then it's gonna whip back the tendy There you go. So that's what these are really for. See, because they know that they're taking the Gabby, the tenders off Gabby. Yeah. They are grabbable indeed. Yeah, I think I'm almost happy with how this looks. I really like how the spine came together, actually. This is like this is like when I was picturing animating this is like what I had in mind. Like this kind of motion. I just want to get this across to the rest of them. Like just I don't know, it like just the way he like that knockback. I don't know, I like it. I think it just feels right. I just gotta make it so that the claws, yeah, so I'll have it here. They're still gonna be like full open, and then I'll like snap them shut. So here we go. So I'll copy there, and then, oh, I didn't have all these selected. Yeah, then at that frame, I'm gonna like close them more. See, they're gonna grip these tendies tightly, okay? They're gonna get there. They're gonna get, like, they're not letting anything get in the way. That's a tight grip. Yeah, yeah, look at that. There we go. I just think maybe I need to delay them one frame. Just for those. Yeah, that's better. All right, I think that one's good. I think the idol I was pretty happy with. I'm just not so happy about this one. Yeah, something's, I think the wheel's coming back too far there. I think there, yeah, I think what needs to happen is that needs to come back there and then... Okay, maybe not like that. That's a bit too much. Nah. Yeah, I think all these keyframes need to maybe ahead. Maybe that was fine. Yeah, I think these need to be pushed ahead a bit. And I think his claws, those need to be moving. So at wherever, yeah, at frame 3. What's that? I don't know what's changing at that frame. Oh, okay, everything's changing at that frame. But frame 3, his claws need to be shut. Oh, wait a sec. Gotta do local space. And then here, they need to kind of go back to their resting position. And then here, maybe I'll open them a bit. Yeah, there we go. VVU. That looks like a facial expression, like an emote, like one of those face, I don't know what they call them. Now I sound even older, god damn. You know, like, yeah, I don't know. It looks like a face. Like, it looks like a sad face, but with a U next, like a bike rack next to it. Do they have celebration anime? Oh, no, actually. But that might be a good idea. When they win, they need to have like a... Well, that's the dance... I'm gonna have to make a dance animation now. Do the fingers stay open to the... Oh, well, yeah, they pinch. I think I just got to the pinching. But I'm gonna, like... I think I want to have them, like... Because they're very stiff in the other one, so I'm gonna quickly go over the other animations and like, have them move just a little bit, you know? So we'll do that idle again. Actually, how many frames was that? Oh, I don't believe it's that many frames. 48? Oh, yeah, 48. I typed in the wrong number. But there's a few stray frames here. I'll get rid of those. But yeah, we'll have the claws kind of just loosely, like, so that they're not like that stiff. So at frame 12, we'll shrink them a bit. There we go. See, he's always fidgeting, heart's beating, hands are shaking, and I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the tendies. It's like boom, tendies. That's if I ever decide to give this a voice line, that's the one I'm giving them. They're all just gonna be like FPS Kyle, or what's his name? No, not Kyle. Doug. That's it. FPS Doug. Each of these drones is going to be like, they're all going to have a personality chip, and it's all going to be FPS Doug. Gosh, does anyone actually remember FPS Doug now? I'm wondering. Because there's like, there was like a 19-year-old in here. I don't know if they're even going to know who that is. But that was a classic. I gotta go back and watch that show at some point. It was a classic. It was like one of the first web shows, I think. It was like a very old... I think most people would probably know the FPS Doug meme, but I don't think... I think a lot of... I feel sad that a lot of kids growing up today are not going to see that series. It was such like a perfect time capsule of like 2005. It was perfect. It was all about being a gamer, but it was before it was cool. It was like when being a gamer used to be not cool. It's like a little window into life of a pro gamer from 2005. Back when they used to have the fat CRT screens. Oh, it was good stuff. But yeah, then they had FPS Doug on there. He was my all-time favorite. I think in the show, because they had Jeremy? No, Kyle. I think that was the one guy's name, I think. Jeremy was the cameraman, or I think it was the other way around. Yeah, so Jeremy was the gamer, Kyle was the cameraman, who was like a character as well, and then Doug was like the friend, like the estranged childhood friend that Jeremy had. And I think they had this. I remember there was some episode where they introduced Doug, because they don't introduce him until like a few episodes in. But they have like this whole backstory about how like they both grew up loving like N64 and Sega games, but then like one of them got really into RTS games and the other got into FPS games, and they like broke up, and they made like this whole tragic story about it. It was so, I don't know, it's just so like, it just has that like early YouTube magic, and it just feels like I feel really invested in it. And they have this episode where they're just like yelling at each other, like trying to like show off like, oh yeah, I was playing this game one time and I was controlling the tanks and then I just killed everybody. And then like Doug is trying to convince them, like they're all trying to win each other over to the other genre, but like none of them are getting through to each other, and they're just like making grenade sounds at each other in the park, and it's just like everyone's just watching them like, what the hell are these guys doing? But oh, it's so cool. I loved it. But yeah, like none of you know what it is, sadly. Well, I feel like if I showed you a picture of Doug, you'd know him. But, well, actually, I don't know. I hope you do. I hope you do. Yeah, this guy. Boom, headshot. And there, that's them talking in like the parking. Yeah, episode 3. That's where they brought him in. But yeah, I love this. It was such a good... It's just, yeah, if you want to know what life was like in like 2005, I think... then yeah, this is... I think it was filmed in... I don't know, because a lot of these aren't the original uploads. I think these are all re-uploads. So this one's from 2006. But it's, yeah, around mid-2000s sort of time frame. But yeah, you guys have seen... Hopefully. If you guys haven't seen this, I'm gonna be worried. Because I thought I was ancient, right? Like, I thought I hadn't seen anything. But I've at least seen this. The boom headshot guy. It's awesome. But anyway... yeah, no one knows who he is. Oh man, and we're gonna have a generation of kids now that don't know him. Well, you guys should watch it. It's a good show. If Netflix is getting boring, I think it's called Pure Ownage, but it's spelled with a P because that's how you used to spell it back then. Well, no, don't see. I feel better now that I'm old because I know what Pure Ownage. I know who FPS Doug is, and you don't. So I don't mind. I'm ancient. Hell yeah, I'll take that with pride because I didn't grow up with Fortnite. I grew up with whatever this is. So yeah, I'll take that. Hell yeah. But I think one of them, I know that like the main character is like really obsessed with. I think it was Dota and WoW. I think those were the two games he was like mainly playing. And then FPS Doug was really into Counter-Strike. But this is like Counter-Strike Source, not the new whatever current one is. This is like old Counter-Strike. I might come back to that run now. Oh, actually, yeah, it's almost 10. So I'll just like do another pass on each one and then just see where I feel, what's going on. Yeah, no, this looks silly. Now that that's the thing. Usually I have to like look away and then look at it again after a bit, and then I'll be able to more objectively analyze what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know about this. It just, yeah, no, it's too comical almost. Like it feels like he's laughing at me. Like it looks like a very hearty laugh. Like he's like coming at me like and it's just freaking me out. I don't know about it. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with this. Yeah, no, that's silly. That's a bit better. Gotta keep the aerodynamics, you know what I'm saying? But I might need to rotate his head. Or not, nah, never mind that. I think maybe if I lower his arms. I don't know if that's too silly now. No. That's not gonna... It's just because it's like... it looks like, I don't know, I'm getting like SpongeBob energy, but I don't even know why I'm thinking, like, I don't know, it has that like weird, like that kind of feel, and it's no, it's not what I'm going for. I don't think, like, yeah, from this angle it looks just goofy. So maybe if I just if I rotate that, but I have to do it at the right maybe I can have his arms do that. Yeah. Yeah, it does not pass. It indeed does not pass the vibe examination. You gotta have high points to pass the vibe test. Okay, that looks a little less silly now. Yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like I need to see these in Engine, but I don't think I could implement it tonight because I don't have an animation controller set up. And that's going to take a bit because I can't remember how to do that. I have to relearn how those work, which could take like a day. So I have to like, because also the AI, like I haven't made an animation controller for AI characters, and they're going to have a few like I'm going to have to do a lot of development on the animation controller to get all the states in, because I didn't think about that at all when writing it, because if you guys remember, the AI code was written in like devlog 20 or something, which was like 2 years ago. So I didn't at all like prepare. Actually, which devlog was it? Let me check. I think it was, oh yeah, devlog 22, which was 2 years ago. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is when it's the same code. Like whatever I showed in this video is the same. Oh look, there's me. So I've got like my breakdown. Yeah, hold on. So I have the turret, but then I have one where I'm showing off the yeah, I think I used Gavi's model. Yeah, look at yeah, I got Gavi's model in there, kicking her around. So the only reason that worked is because it was using Gavi's animation controller, but these new characters are gonna need their own one, and I don't, yeah, like I think this is what they ended up being like. So I didn't have any, like I didn't think at all about programming the AI to work with animation, so I'm gonna have to work on that for a bit, and then I'll be able to chuck them in and test them. But I feel like that's the next thing I'll need to do before I continue, because I need to see it in context, and then I'll be able, like if I see them in the level running around, I'll probably have a better idea of like what it needs. But yeah, gosh, look at that. I almost can't believe this is my game. Like I'm just like, this looks so different. How long ago was this? 2020. Man, that just flew by, didn't it? I feel like, because I was catching it with some friends recently, and I think they all collectively said that COVID just felt like a big, like it just felt like a big time skip almost. Like you just travel back and like you just travel forward in time 2 years. So I kind of forget. I don't even remember what I did during that year and the year after. But it's crazy to think that, yeah, when I uploaded this video, the pandemic had just started. And this is what the game looked like. It's just kind of, it's crazy because I don't remember it. Because that's why I make the videos, so that I can look back. But yeah, look, it's that level. This is when I made this level, this little block out. Man, and look at Gavi as well. I've definitely, like, I haven't finished Gavi's animations yet, but I think it's definitely a step up from what I had going on in this build. But wow, yeah, sorry, I was just a bit like shocked when I was looking at this. Yeah, wow, a lot of time. Will MS Paint Gavi be in the final game? Yeah, sure, I guess. I feel like I'm gonna have to. I can't not do it. I think she's still in there somewhere, actually. She's still in the game files, so yeah, I don't see why not. I feel like, I'm just looking at this a bit. Do I have like arm tweak bones? I do, because I feel like the elbows need to like kind of come down like that, maybe. I don't know if that looks too, nah, maybe not. I'll work on that again another time, I think. I've been looking at this one too long. But I am happy with... Actually, let me go through these and just see. Well, yeah, we'll do a review and then I'll hop off. Let's see what I've got. So I've got the alerted animation, which we started today. We have the idle animation, which I think is... let me just like resize the timeline. There's the idle animation. I'm pretty happy with this, I think. And I've got its chest expanding too, so it's breathing. That's right. See, my robots, I treat them well. I let them breathe. Most people don't do this. Most people suffocate their robots, but I don't. I'm different. I think very carefully about these things. Because, you know, he's in the game. There's no fresh air coming in. You got to give him, you know, give him some oxygen. So there's the idle. We have the run, which... also, yeah, what? That elbow, hold on. I think there's a stray frame. Like, look at his elbow. It's just moving. Okay, what's going on there? Hold on. What's going on? I must have left something on. Ah, there we go. Yeah, let's get that out of here. So, anyway, yeah. So there's the run. I'll turn off. Yeah, there we go. So that's how the run's looking. I think I'm gonna need to work more on this, but I'm gonna need to see this one in engine to figure out what it needs. And then we have. Did I show the walking? I don't know if I did. There's the walk. There's the walking. That one. I mean, maybe this needs a bit more work, but I think it's coming along better than the run, in my opinion. So that's the animation you're gonna see when it's just... Yeah, I think it needs from this distance, I think it needs a bit more movement. And then we're gonna have... Then the attack. This is my favorite one. Look at that. Look at this guy. Yeah, grabbing those tendies. Yeah, I think this one's done. Do they break apart when you kill them? No, not yet. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work. But I don't know, we'll see. That's something I'll get to a bit later, probably. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, this actually kind of freaks me out. POV, you're getting, he's taking your tendies. Oh no. Oh, this kind of freaky actually. See, like, right there. That actually kind of freaks me out almost. Oh yeah, oh, that kind of scares me. All your tendies belong to us. And imagine it with the red, once I get it in editor. It's gonna be, yeah, that's not, oh, it's gonna scare me. But that's what we got for the moment. I feel like I want to put this in a cool pose now. Yeah, it's pretty goofy though. When you do it frame by frame, it looks ridiculous. But that's animation. I do kind of like how I can have it upright like this with its skeleton. How it's like sort of, it's like doing a wheelie. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, yeah, it's doing a wheelie. That should be like its victory animation. It just does a wheelie on you. All right, but I think that's all the animation I got in me today. I'm gonna have to like take a break from this and come back to it because it's just, when you look at it too long, you just can't. Yeah, you gotta get fresh eyes. So I'm just gonna make sure this is all saved before I do anything else. I'll reset it back to its pose. There we go. Control S. And we are good to go. All right. So thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate it. It's always doing a wheel. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's my secret cap. I'm always wheeling. But yeah, so what today? What day? I actually didn't. I thought today was Thursday. I guess for some of you it probably is, but for me it's Friday. So I'm gonna not be working tomorrow and not Sunday. I usually I do work Sunday, but I'm not going to be this week. But I'll probably be back Monday, most likely, to continue the animation. So I don't know what time, because that's the thing. I'm not doing the 11 p.m. schedule until I feel I'm up to it. I'm just gonna like hit record whenever I'm doing stuff. So it may be in the middle of the night for you. It may not. I'm not sure. I'm not really thinking about that. I'm just trying to document progress. So if you're interested in not missing the next one, make sure you follow me on Twitch and on Twitter, and I think those two should do it, and I'll tweet or I'll do a notification and you'll see it, and then you can you can put down whatever, because look guys, you're gonna put down everything and come watch. Okay, you're gonna see the wee wee bot. All right, he needs your help. All he needs is your credit card number. But yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. So I'll probably catch you guys Monday. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Yes, I will await your return too. So over and out, comrades gamers. Catch you later. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's my hotkey? Sorry, it's just because I've changed some of my hotkeys and I keep forgetting them. And if I have Blender, I'm gonna close Blender. Now I can use my hotkeys. All right, see you guys for real this time. All right, I'm gonna hang up first. Okay, 3, 2, 1.